So I've been actually doing a lot of studies, and so I'm still looking for the person who told me that join the army and you won't have to study. I'm looking for that guy. I don't remember that guy, but I'm still searching for him. I'm waiting to accost
So
him
you
who told me.
basically joined the army so that you don't have to study, and you
Yes.
kept studying from the
I,
day one till today.
even now, I have to do a lot of studies in the field that I have. So after eighth, then
ਤੇ
because
ਜਨਰਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਾਕੂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇਸ਼ ਤੇ ਵੱਲ ਫੌਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰ ਗਿੱਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਅਸਾਂ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰ ਬਣ ਵੰਜੂ ਜਾਂ ਚਾਰਟਰਡ ਅਕਾਊਂਟੈਂਟ ਬਣ ਵੰਜੂ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਕਰੂੰ ਤੇ ਤਾਕੂ ਇਹ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕਹੀਂ ਨੇ ਸਲਾਹ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਫੌਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੰਜ ਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਕਰੋ
so from DPS, I migrated to Central School in Jewsganj, which used to be a walking distance from the house. And there also I used to excel in academics, but there I took to sports. And I realized that I'm very good in sports. And ultimately, I passed out from the school. I was the best sportsman of the school. And uh, I was the captain of the football team. I was the captain of the badminton team. I was the best athlete. 100 meters, I was first. Long jump, I was first. And with so many qualifications, they made me the best sportsman. And we had a few students who were our seniors. They had joined NDA and they came back. And they said, if you join NDA, your career is made and you can play any amount of games. You have the best of the facilities of sports and this thing in NDA, and you don't have to study too much. So the last sentence what was caught on, I said, if you don't have to study and you're able to play games at government expense, that was the biggest motivation because I used to love games and I was very good in riding and I was passionate and I used to have learn all these things when I was in 10th class. So this was the reason passion for sports and not having to study were the two key areas which made me move towards NDA. So joined NDA. Before that, I went to an engineering college after my 11th. And when the call letter came, my parents, since I was the only son and also the only grandson, so my grandmother was very reluctant. There was nobody from Fauji background apart from my Dadi's brother, of whom we had very little interaction in the first 3-4 years. There was nobody with the military background. So you can say that I was the first one from the military background. So my grandmother was very reluctant. So I actually had to fight in my house. My grandmother especially, my parents still yielded. So my grandmother would not allow me to go there. So despite that, I told her, no, I have to go. Once I convinced her, with great reluctance, I went to NDA. So NDA was a cultural shock. So from a college student with long hair and a civilian outlook, went to NDA and
ਤੁਸਾਂ ਜਟਨ ਐਨਡੀਏ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਤਾਕੂ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਤੇ ਐਨਡੀਏ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਫਰਕ ਹੈ
so my only background knowledge of NDA was that there are tremendous amount of facilities, sports, and you can play sports to your heart's content. So that was the only knowledge I had about NDA and nothing else. So we landed out there and in a Shaktiman, we carried our boxes. I still recall.
Shaktiman truck. Army truck.
From the railway station to NDA, we went there. So we carried our own boxes from the truck to our rooms that were allocated to us. So next day we were sent to the central bathroom. So India's got central bathrooms where all the cadets take a bath and they shave, and it's a very big bathroom. It's a central bathroom. So a couple of barbers were there, and we were given our haircut in NDA.
In a queue, like
Yeah, so the barbers were very quick, and they knew what is required to be done.
ਤੇ ਜਨਰਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਹਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗਿਣ ਕੇ ਵਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਬਾਰਬਰ ਸ਼ਾਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਰਸੀ ਤੇ ਬਿਠਾ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਕਟਿੰਗ ਕਰਿੰਦਾ ਆਈ
So we had a very long hair in college, typical college. So when we got our first haircut, so I looked into the mirror. I was searching where I am. I mean, it was the first shock that we got into
the
India.
Transformation of
And
that college boy into a
NDA cadet.
NDA cadet.
And all of the colleagues who were looking into the mirror, they all looked identical. So it was difficult to see who am I,
Who is who?
who's who. So we didn't recognize ourselves in the mirror. I mean,
so that was the first experience of a uniformed life.
So you're very right. I mean, everybody was brought to the same platform in NDA, whether irrespective of your background, which state you're from. You are from a very well-to-do family, and some people were extremely from well-to-do family, and others were from very humble backgrounds. So NDA brought everybody at the same level, and after the haircut, everybody looked the same, and there was that background level was leveled off, and we were brought at the same level in NDA. It equalized everybody, and everybody was a cadet.
So that is the typical Fauji training that begins there.
So the first week, I mean, was so tough. But since I was very tough and had a sportsman background, I could just go along. A few of us dropped out because NDA training was very tough. And
Yes, I also remember some of my friends opting for NDA, then returning back because they were not able to continue with that training.
And that option was again closed for me because having fought from my house, having left engineering college, went to NDA, so I saw that this option never crossed my mind, and I said, nothing doing, I have to prove myself. So we actually started enjoying myself after the first term. From second term to sixth term, so we continued. And
ਜਨਰਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਪਨਿਸ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਥਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਕੱਟਨੇ ਪਏ ਹਨ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਨਿਸ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ
Yes, we had a very, very tough time in our first term in NDA. So the punishments were, very, very strong, and we were issued with bicycles. Most of the time, the bicycles were carried by us rather than bicycles
So that is a punishment कि तुसा वो साइकिल उठा के हुन चक्कर कटो पूरे मैदान दे.
So cycles were put round a neck, and we used to run with that to our class. That was sometimes we had to haunch. It's very difficult for a civilian to understand that it is very tough. And the level of, not punishments, the level of training by our seniors was so tough, very, very tough. Today if we look back, we find it surprising that we managed to do all that. And we enjoyed to some extent, but it was extremely tough. Imagine carrying a cycle on your neck and doing haunching with that. Without that also now you can't haunch. So there is just one example I'm giving you about our Indian life, how tough it was. But all said and done, that was the most memorable. And because all of us went through the same ragada in India, the camaraderie amongst our entire course became a very strong bond, which is continuing till today. If you say that 55 NDA, we know everybody. We have the same group today also. We meet.
ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਐਨਡੀਏ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਲੀਗਸ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਯਾਦ ਹੋ ਸਨ?
We know each and every one of our course.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਅਗਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਆਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ?
So we have our entire group together in India, and we interact on a daily basis with each other. Even the ladies of our India course mates, some of them, some of our course mates are no longer there. So the lady wives are also on the group, and it's a very close-knit family. And it's very good to be interacting, and we feel such a very strong bond amongst each other, which continues till date, all because of the training that we did in our NDA. So very strong bonding is what we realized that 3 years in NDA gives to us. So after NDA, went to IMA, and after IMA, I joined EME, and from there started the studies part. So we did our BA, BSc in science from NDA, and after joining EME, first we did the BSc, BE engineering in electronics.
ਤੇ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਜਨਰਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਵੀ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਥਿੰਦੀ ਵੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ?
So in NDA, I was very fond of riding, and then I picked up sailing also. So later on, I excelled in sailing to the extent that I won 2 national championships in 89 and 90. In the OK dinghy class, I was the national champion because of the sailing that I picked up in NDA. And horse riding was also a passion, and we were in the display team of NDA. So we excelled in riding also. We were in the display team, which was a very tough thing. About 6 of us from our course, we were in the horse display team of NDA. And subsequently, also I continued riding. And so these were 2 games I was passionate about, apart from other games that one used to participate. And so coming to after IMA, we joined the core of EME. There were 8 of us, and did a YO course. After that, did our B engineering from CME and MCME. And after that, it was a non-stop studies that continued. So did a short course in radars, did a long course in computer technology. In between, did a junior command course, did a senior command course, went to staff college, which was a very tough exam, which was one of the toughest exams where you have to pass. So excelled in that also. And with EME, it's difficult to join the staff college, but did that totally on my own. And after staff college again, I won a lot of championships in sailing, and was in the riding team also. Used to go for hunts in Ooty, which was again a very good opportunity. We used to regularly ride in the small hills of staff college. So after staff college, I did my advanced computer technology, and followed by, after that, I did we were given the MSc in defense studies. I did in parallel my MBA in financial management, concurrently on my own.
Okay.
After that, I also did my course and did my MPhil in public administration.
So, General Sahab, you have a quite a diverse studies during your
Yes.
uh,
So,
army
so after that, I also
training.
got I am a fellow of the Institution of Engineers, which is a very prestigious post. So there have been a lot of studies, and even during my career, we had to study because of the new systems. We have very diverse systems, so we have to continuously study to be updated. I was MGME Southern Command, and followed by I was also the chief instructor in military college. Followed by I was the uh, commandant. I was the commander of the base workshop group, where we used to look after the MRO of the entire Indian Army, which was again very prestigious because
Prestigious and very challenging.
very challenging, with a turnover of about 2,500 crores per annum, 12,000 plus the technical manpower under us, which after that retired from there, and so the studies continued till I retired, and also continued after retirement. And
ਸੋ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਐਨਡੀਏ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਜਨਰਲ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਰਿਟਾਇਰ ਥੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ
so I became a defense consultant and doing quite well with the international arena, getting a lot of international businesses to India, getting JVs done with Indian businesses, transfer of technology, joined a couple of Indian firms, assisted them in getting foreign technology, doing JVs, and participating in the Make in India program. I've been actually doing a lot of studies, and so I'm still looking for the person who told me that join the army and you won't have to study. I'm looking for that guy. I don't remember that guy, but I'm still searching for him. I'm waiting to accost him.
So you
who told me-
basically joined the army so that you don't have to study and you
Yes.
kept studying from the day one till today.
Even now, I have to do a lot of studies in the field. Apart from yes, we played a lot of games. We were very passionate, so that continued. That continues even now. I excelled in squash and looking after golf after retirement. Still playing golf and squash at my age, but I have to study continuously and doing exceedingly well in my post-retirement as a defense consultant. So that is, in brief, is my career from joining the NDA till now. And in this, there have been a lot of assistance from my wife.
ਤੇ ਜਨਰਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਸਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕरेसूं ਹੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਸਾਡੀ ਭਰਜਾਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਸੁਣਸੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਦੇ ਹੀ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਣੇ ਸਾਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸਾਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕरेसूं ਤੇ तुसां अपना कीमती टाइम साकू दिते ते असां धन्यवाद करेंदे आ तुहाडा ते तुसां अपनी स्टोरी भी शेयर कीती है साडे नाल ते अपने एक्सपीरियंस भी दसन ते एक सवाल मैं पूछना चाहना कि तुसां व्यूअर्स को या अपने जड़े हुन यंग जनरेशन है उन्हां को तुसां के एडवाइस करेंदे हो उन्हां को मिलिट्री दे विच प्रोफैशन चूज़ करके या अपनी एक अगे दी लाइफ चूज़ करके वढ़ना चाहिए या उन्हां को दूजे जड़े होर ऑप्शंस हैं उन्हां को देखना चाहिए तुहाडा अपना एक्सपीरियंस के आदे
The army is a very close family. The army is a very prestigious career. It's a way of life. It's actually not a career. And once a Fauji, you continue to be a Fauji throughout your life. I would recommend all youngsters who are passionate about a glorious career should join the army. It's a way of life. From day one, I mean, you feel you're blessed and you're part of a very close knit family, which will give you so much of love and affection, so much of camaraderie, and so much of respect. You will have tremendous amount of self-respect and so much of you will enjoy a career in the army. So I would certainly recommend all youngsters to join the army or the defense forces and be a part of that. And once you join the family of the defense people, you will understand the difference between the defense and being a civilian. It's a different way of life, and you will get so much of respect and self-respect. So my recommendation, certainly, you should join the army and be part of a very elite group. If you join the army and serve your nation, it gives you a lot of satisfaction and a lot of pride and a lot of self-respect.
जनरल साहब तुसां अपना कीमती टाइम साकूं दिते ते बहुत सारी गालें तुसां शेयर कीते ते मेरे को उम्मीद है व्यूअर्स को जनरल साहब दे ख्यालात ते जनरल साहब दे तजर्बे दी जानकारी अच्छी लगी होसी ते असां वल भी होर गाल तुहाडे नाल करेंदे रहसूं ते एक दो होर वीडियोज़ भी बने सूं क्योंकि थोड़े दे टाइम दे पूरी गलबात कंप्लीट करना भी मुश्किल थींदे ते मैं अपने व्यूअर्स को हर बारी एक रिक्वेस्ट करेना कि चैनल को लाइक करन दी ते अज मैं तुहाडी परमिशन गिन के फौजी स्टाइल विच रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता व्यूअर्स को व्यूअर्स जे तुहानू साडा ये चैनल अच्छा लगे तो मुल्तानी इंडियन चैनल को शेयर करेगा, लाइक करेगा, सब्सक्राइब करेगा। मुल्तानी इंडियन चैनल को शेयर, लाइक, सब्सक्राइब कर। थैंक यू। जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you and Jai Hind.